want to say something to you who would reach out your hands against the Jewish people in this Purim season. If we read your Bible, if you have one, and read the book of Esther, where you see God behind the scenes, his name isn't even mentioned through the whole book, and yet it's still a biblical book.
Yes, yes.
And one man who wanted to raise his hands against him got his own plan used on himself and on his family. Because God has a promise to the Jewish people he's had since the time he called Abraham out of Ur of the Chaldees, to bless those who bless them and curse those who curse them. And God has kept his promise throughout these years of Jewish history. Now, shortly after that, there was the Egyptians who put them into slavery. But God dealt with the Egyptians and with their gods and brought Israel out of Egypt with a strong hand when they were trapped against the Red Sea. God opened the Red Sea and he closed it on the Egyptians.
Amen.
There was the grandson, Belshazzar, of Nebuchadnezzar, who had turned to God, found God, realized who God was. That he didn't make his kingdom, God made his kingdom. But this grandson was arrogant, and he wanted to take what Nebuchadnezzar had respected to use it for his pagan gods, and shortly the Persians were in and took over the world of that time. The Greeks had risen up their hands against the Jewish people in the time of Judah Maccabee, but they lost. And so the Romans are gone. There was a man in the last century who raised his hand, had a final solution, but he was shortly gone. So who are you that you think you can raise your hands against the Jewish people?